the Giants, the Dodgers. Tonight, the rivalry resumes with these two teams sitting atop the National League West. The Giants swept the Dodgers when they came to town last month with the help of a couple of walk-off wins. And now, the Orange and Black will look to beat LA again. Giants, Dodgers, and it's coming up next.
Giants road trip is over. Now they're at home here at AT&T Park as we get ready for Giants-Dodgers Game 1 of this three-game series. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, a really good road trip for the Giants as they go 4-2, and that's good news, but the Dodgers are playing great baseball as well. This should be a good series and maybe a good start for the Giants if Tim Hudson pitches well.
Well, Tim Hudson has to put the ball on the ground. That'll be his key tonight. You have the first-place team, the Dodgers, taking on the second-place team, the Giants. Giants are hot. Dodgers are hot. But the Giants, for the first time this year, are really clicking on all cylinders up and down their lineup offensively. They've scored 30 runs in the last 3 games. Now, the only thing you have to do is you're scoring runs on the road. You need to start scoring them at home, and we'll watch that tonight. But this really should be an entertaining game and an entertaining series.
So the season debut at home for Hunter Pence. Stay tuned as we'll take you to Willie Mays Plaza right after this.
Is back. Head to Jack in the Box for Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich by Toyota. #1 in MPG, durability, and resale value. Toyota. Let's go places. And by DraftKings.com. Play daily fantasy baseball for free on DraftKings.com with the official daily fantasy partner of Major League Baseball. Enter promo code ORANGE for free entry.
Your San Francisco Giants. I didn't hear him. No. ready to take on the Los Angeles Dodgers for a 3-game series. Welcome back to the ball game. I'm Amy Gutierrez, and hey, stay hot, Brandon Belt. After a rough start to this last road trip, his bat got very hot in Cincinnati. It is our AT&T U-verse rewind this evening. Since Friday, he's had 3 hits in each of his last 3 games, homered in each of those games as well. It's the 3rd time in his career he's hit a home run in 3 straight games, and the first time he's done it since June 2012. Now, Belt has never homered in 4 consecutive games, so that just means he's due. And tonight, he goes up against a pitcher he has never faced in the Dodgers, Carlos Frias. It's certainly going to be fun to watch it all play out this evening as the Giants take on the Dodgers. Game 1 of this 3-game series. Lineups, first pitch, Kruk and Kipe, it's all coming your way, so stay with us.
Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily starting this Friday, May 22nd. 57 degrees here at the yard. Brisk winds. Humidity at 68%, and it is overcast. Giants come in with a record of 20-18. Dodgers are 24-13. As Tim Hudson leads the Giants out of the dugout. And here we see Hunter Pence getting ready to take the field.
As his tradition, he takes the jog out to the center field fence, and when he poked his head out of the dugout and began his run, nice ovation. And here he takes his position in right field for the first time this year at home. And he's a happy fella, I can tell you that much.
Had a nice 3 games in Cincinnati. All right, let's take a look at the Dodgers lineup. It'll be the local kid Peterson to lead it off, followed by Rollins and then Kendrick. Adrian Gonzalez, well, he's the one guy you got to be careful of in this lineup. There's a few, but he's the big guy. Van Slyke, Grandal, and Ethier. Alex Guerrero is going to hit 8th and play 3rd, and it'll be Carlos Frias who's on the hill.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the right-hander Tim Hudson. Hudson, 39 years old. He's in his 17th year at the big league level. 6'1", 175-pounder. When you take your bats off of Hudson, you're going to see a high 80s sinker. He will cut the ball. He's got a curveball, a slider. He'll throw a changeup, split. Lifetime against these Dodgers, 6-6, with an ERA of 4.03. 4-time All-Star. This is start number 8 on the year. The 3rd oldest starting pitcher in the major leagues, behind Bartolo Colon and R.A. Dickey. And he's quite proud of that, as he should be. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Hudson tonight. Starting in the Giants outfield from left to right, it'll be Aoki, Pagan, and finally the Giants fans get a chance to see Hunter Pence here at home. He has the best arm in the outfield. Crawford McGee will be on the left side of the infield. Panik and Belt will be on the right side. And Buster Posey will be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Jock Peterson as we get ready for game 1 of this 3-game series. Peterson off to a terrific start. His average is down, but what he does have is he's got power, and he's knocked in 21 runs. He's hit 10 home runs. So here's the first pitch of the ball game, and it's wide. So we get started right on time. So Peterson, who's never faced Hudson before, kicks and deals, and Peterson takes a strike, and that's called by home plate umpire Chris Conroy. Angel Hernandez, Scott Berry, and Ted Barrett from 1st to 3rd.
And Chris Conroy is a low ball umpire. It's not a big zone, but it's a very consistent one.
Swinging a foul. It's 1-2.
As you pointed out, Peterson, I mean, he's got lots of power, but he struck out 45 times in 116 at bats. That's a lot. And it is a concern of the Dodgers.
He's a terrific defensive player.
He tried to lead his knee into that.
I thought he did for a second. It's 2-2. So there's Mark McGwire, the Dodger hitting coach. He knows a little bit about home runs and strikeouts. Two-two pitch to Peterson. Drive into left center field, hit well. Pagan on the move, still on the move, and this one's off the bottom of the wall. And Pagan will get it back into Crawford. So this game opens up with a double.
And I think Tim Hudson has to feel pretty happy he stayed in the ballpark. And this is what Peterson has. I mean, he's got legitimate power. This is opposite gap power. Little two-seam fastball right over the plate. He gets backspin on it, takes it right through the gap off the wall towards the base of the wall.
And that ball were to shoot by Pagan, that'd have been lots of trouble. So here's Jimmy Rollins, who's hitting at 196, and he pops one up into left field for Aoki. And an unproductive at bat for Rollins, 1 out. How about the history with Rollins and Hudson, not including walks, 88 at bats. That's a lot of at bats.
Yes, you get to know a guy pretty well when you face him 88 times. You know the hot spots and you know the cold spots.
Here's Kendrick. Hudson's never faced Kendrick before. And he's off to a good start here with the Dodgers. The former Angel, good player. So Hudson a new baseball as he rubs it up. Adrian Gonzalez to follow. Foul, a lot of play. He takes a healthy rip. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, you can say that about everybody in this Dodger lineup. I mean, they've got power 1 through 8. It really doesn't stop there either. It goes right into the bench. Everybody's got pop.
On the ground towards the hole. Crawford's going to backhand it. His good strong throw is in time. 2 outs. And here's Gonzalez. Now Hudson's a guy that's been around the block a number of times. He knows he's got a base open. Gonzalez has got pretty good numbers against Hudson. He's only faced Van Slyke 3 times. So we'll see what Hudson does.
Just be careful. I mean, the one thing you don't want to do is challenge him over the middle of the plate. I mean, his numbers will warrant a little more respect than that. You stay to a corner. If you walk him, no big deal. Pitch him just like that. Start your movement on a corner. Let the movement fall out of the zone. Hope he chases. For Hudson, a good at bat here would be 2 hard sliders down that Gonzalez hits into his ankle a couple times and grounds out in a broken bat with a sinker away.
And plays first with an ice bag.
That's how pitchers think.
1-0 to Gonzalez. And it runs inside. 2 balls and no strikes.
Yep, that's how they communicate. They text each other.
2-0. Here's the pitch. And that's going to squirt to Posey into the backstop. So that'll be a pass ball.
Well, big time sink. It just bottoms out. I don't know if that's a pass ball. I mean, it's right down there in the dirt. It's one of those really kind of a coin toss call. You're not really wrong whichever way you call it if you're the official scorer.
So there's the walk, and Van Slyke is going to hit. Now Van Slyke is no day at the beach. I mean, he's got a lot of power. He's hitting .308. He's got a couple of home runs. Remember, Puig is still banged up. Crawford's still banged up. And Van Slyke likes the first pitch. And there's a strike at the knees. Perfect pitch. He didn't like it. It's 0-1.
I'm sure it's Van Slyke's mind. He thought that was a little bit low. But you'll see low strikes like that with Chris Conroy. You don't have big corners, but it's a very consistent strike zone. And I think he looks for knee high.
And that one ran in on Van Slyke, and it's now another than 2. So now Hudson can play with him a little bit.
Well, 2 pitches, 2 sinkers, 2 movements that have been the same. One in the outside corner, one in the inside corner. And he has not yet thrown him the slider, and that is a pitch that Van Slyke will chase out of the strike zone down.
So it's 0-2. And that was a hanger, and it stays at 0-2.
That's one you got away with right there. And that's where you're vulnerable. You really don't know what all your pitches are doing when you get between the lines. And look at the target for Posey. That's completely off the plate. And that's just a hanging slider. World-class hanging slider, I might add. Can't throw a better one than that. But he got away with it.
Got him, and that'll end the inning. Hudson pitches through a leadoff double. Van Slyke not happy. Carlos Frias. It'll be Aoki, Panic, and then Pagan. Buster Posey, the cleanup hitter, and then Brandon Belt, who is, by the way, smoking hot. Followed by Pence, Crawford, and McGee, and Hudson will hit 9.
On the hill tonight for the Dodgers will be Carlos Frias. Frias, 25 years old. He's in his first year at the big league level, 6'4", 195-pounder. This is what he has done in 3 starts. He's 3-0 with a 2.89 ERA, 16 strikeouts against 4 walks in 18 innings. And you're going to see some electricity with the fastball. It'll be mid to high 90s. Got a curveball, slider, and an occasional changeup. Well, we saw him in Los Angeles, a lot of fastballs, a lot of sliders, but healthy fastballs. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Frias in the Dodger outfield. Starting from left to right, it'll be Van Slyke, Peterson, and Ethier. Best arm is in left field with Van Slyke. Rollins and Guerrero on the left side of the infield, and Kendrick and Gonzalez on the right side. And Yasmani Grandal will be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Aoki, who takes a pitch for a ball. Aoki hitting .291 with a home run, 12 driven in. And he bounces this one foul as Gonzalez is playing off the line.
Bill Caballero, our ball dude, had a chance there. Couldn't quite get up off that bench fast enough, however. There's Molly Caballero.
A cool night here at the yard. Lifted out to left for Van Slyke. And Van Slyke battling the wing, 1 out.
You talk about the pitch that ended it for the Dodgers. Look at the way that Posey sort of pre-frames that with his shoulder. He tucks his shoulder, his right shoulder back, kind of angles his left shoulder out towards the pitcher, and that puts him in a position to sort of frame the ball within his body. He slides his chest protector behind the ball, and that reception there by Posey got the strikeout. I don't know if it was across the plate or in the strike zone, but the way he caught it is what got the strikeout. Nice job.
So here's Joe Panik hitting .279, a couple of home runs, 10 driven in. And Panik takes a called strike. Five for 20. That's what Joe Panik was on the past road trip. And he takes that one wide. 0 for 1 lifetime against Frias. Pagan and Crawford have 3 at-bats against Frias, and that's the most. Lifetime. Here's the 1-1. Foul back, 1-2.
Take a look at how Carlos Frias uses his stuff. You're going to see a fastball 61% of the time, but with 2 types of movement. And, a cutter, some call it a slider, curveball a little bit, changeup, mostly sliders and fastballs.
Panik takes low.
And that is his cutter right there. I mean, that's a lot of guys will tell you that's an old time slider. Doesn't have a lot of movement, just a little slide, 3 or 4 inches.
Hit out into right center field, and that's going to fall. Peterson gets to it on one hop, and Panik's got a double.
Welcome back to San Francisco, Mr. Panik. Completely hits it away from the Dodgers defense. They played him towards the left field side with Peterson, the center fielder, in left center. And when he hits this ball, I mean, there was nobody there. Peterson plays straight up. It's a can of corn. He has great range.
So here's Angel Pagan, who sat out the game on Sunday in Cincinnati. He had some lower back issues. And he takes low, 1 ball and no strikes. 324 with 10 runs driven in for Angel Pagan.
It's like the only pitch that Frias is able to get down the strike zone is that little cutter. His fastball, he's not been able to do it. He's made a lot of mistakes up.
Pagan down the left field line, and that'll be foul.
And that may be the discussion right here with Grandal, the catcher, coming out to talk to his young right-handed pitcher. Get that ball down. And sometimes it's not as easy as it may seem. Hey, Hunter Pence is here
with a hoodie. So a ball and a strike to Pagan. And a strike call, 1-2.
Nice use of the outside corner with that little cutter. Tucks it in.
Pagan taps this one slowly. Kendrick's got it. His throw not in time. Panik goes to third. Posey coming up.
Well, as deep as Howie Kendrick was playing Pagan in the infield, once it got past Frias, it was going to be a foot race. And no backswing at all with Pagan. I mean, he really gets out of the box well, and it's not even close. See how deep Kendrick was, and he didn't even take a direct route. He kind of circled it before he was able to get to the ball. All right, bottom line, when it was all said and done, infield single by a bunch.
So here's Buster Posey. Buster with 6 home runs, 18 driven in.
Frias shook off 3 times. He wants to throw a fastball in. Grandal went fastball away, curveball slide, and finally gave him a fastball in.
In tight, 1-0.
That's 97 two-seam movement. That's a good arm.
And a strike. So I suppose he may have not totally agreed with that. 1 ball and 1 strike.
A little cut fastball movement that runs away. So he starts him with movement running in, then he moves away. That's sophistication for a guy that's 25 years old.
Outside, 2 balls and a strike.
Again to the cutter.
Outfield deep. Peterson shading Posey towards Triple's alley.
Left center field gap is wide open. He throws him a sinker down and in, and he could take advantage of that.
Three and 1.
Well, here's is going to be a testimony as to how hot the Dodgers think Brandon Belt is. Belt on deck. They have an open base basically. They don't have to give Posey a whole lot. They know the numbers that Belt has been putting up the last 3 games. He's been scalding the ball. If they challenge right here, that's respect to Belt.
Pagan goes out of play, 3 and 2.
When in doubt, he's going to throw that cutter. I think he feels that's his invincible pitch.
Pagan went 3 and 1. It's very logical he'll go 3 and 2. And he's not going to throw it, so Posey just asked for time.
Something we've seen from the Dodger organization a long time. When innings start to go against a pitcher, they will slow it down.
I mean, like now?
I mean, like right now.
Pagan goes. Swing and a miss. So he did not challenge him. Stolen base for Pagan.
Time now for our Geico quote. Comes from Brandon Belt on his recent success. He says, I'm seeing the ball well. I had a couple of games where I had some hiccups, but I'm getting back to do what I do best, and that's see the ball.
Well, he can pick up Buster Posey right here. Puts this one on the ground. And Kendrick from the outfield grass, and that'll end the inning. Both teams strand a pair in the first, 0-0. McDonald's True Stories, June 13th, 1999, against the Dodgers. Tim Hudson wins his first major league game in his second career start. He went 7 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts.
Pretty good split finger fastball that day. Wow.
Here's Grandal. Grandal hits this one out of play.
Pretty amazing when you look at the pictures of Hudson then and Hudson now. He really hadn't changed much outside of the haircut.
Now stays in good shape. Just battled through some injuries.
His 17th year at the big league level.
And Grandal fouls it back again.
So our Expo brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Let's watch the very compact motion of Hudson. Gets up, the left side, the left hip, all comes out at the same time. Very repeatable stroke. Always had a very good sinker. Always had a great command of everything.
Hit on the ground right at McGee. 1 out.
There's one the shift gobbled up. All right, let's take a look at how Hudson will use his stuff. Sinker slider about 80% of the time. Then he has a changeup and a curveball. But very creative with the feel of each pitch. I mean, he can add some track with everything he throws. And the changeup at certain days can be a split, and it can also be a circle change. He'll also mix that in once in a while. But primarily, he's a split.
Here's Andre Ethier. And he pops it up. Straightaway center field for Pagan. 2 outs. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
All right, guys. Hunter Pence has made an immediate impact since returning to the team on Saturday. He's 4 for 8, 2 RBI, 5 runs scored. Brandon Crawford told me today that he's a huge addition to the middle of the lineup. He's simply a spark plug for this team. He also said this team in particular needs guys like him because he ups the energy level all the way through the lineup, guys.
Yeah, he does. There's no doubt about that. Here's Alex Guerrero. He takes a pitch high, 1 ball and no strike.
That's the one that drives you crazy. Because Conroy, the plate umpire, is such a low ball guy. You'll throw something just below the belt and you don't get it, and you're thinking, what's wrong with that?
Taps it foul, 1 ball and 1 strike.
But you will get one that's down below the knees on both sides of the plate. And for a pitcher, I mean, that really is the one you would prefer to have. If it means missing the occasional one around just below the belt down the middle.
Guerrero takes a big swing. He's got a decent average. He's at 317. A 1-2.
Well, when he first showed up in April, the league didn't know much about him, and he was scary. He had 16 at-bats and 13 RBIs, or it may have been vice versa, 13 at-bats and 16 RBIs, but it was ridiculous.
Remember, he ruined a Bumgarner start. And this is tap foul.
And right away, a guy that sort of separates himself from the herd gets a lot of attention from within the pitching fraternity. And then it's a matter of trying to figure out the puzzle. First 11 games, hit 500, 5 home runs, 13 RBIs, and 22 at bats. And then they started figuring them out.
Foul again. Lorenzo Bundy, the third base coach, playing Santa Claus. Hunter Pence, by the way, will lead things off in the bottom of this inning. Tap foul again. Lorenzo.
Well, Lorenzo making a few friends here.
Lorenzo making the old guys happy.
Well, you don't usually
forget about
see
the
that.
kids.
And forget about Dodger fans. Because down around there is not a whole lot of blue down around that section.
One-two. Hit into center field. Pagan was playing very deep, so that's going to fall. And that'll bring up Carlos Frias. Well, the grad pack is almost sold out. It's the perfect gift for a graduate this spring. Tickets to two Giants games plus a class of 2015 Giants cap with orange tassel. Pack start as low as $45. Visit sfgiants.com/minipack. So Frias at the plate with Guerrero at first. No balls and one strike. Jock Peterson is on deck. Frias tries to bunt his way on. That didn't work either. Nothing in two.
He might do that again with 2 strikes. Giants are going to respect it. Keep Casey McGee even with a bag at third.
One and two. Belt playing in front of the base runner Guerrero. 2 and 2. So at least Frias getting some pitches out of Hudson.
Yeah, laying off those teasers down below the strike zone. For a guy who's 0 for 7 with 5 strikeouts, you don't expect him to have a whole lot of definition in the strike zone. He would chase.
I think it's time for a curveball. Well, I don't know about that one. Is that a wild pitch?
Let's take a look. What do you think? Yeah, I got to say it's wild. He almost ear holes him.
Andy walking. So 0-2 to a walk. How about that?
Well, and now you got to face a guy who's dangerous, who's already hit a double off you. And perhaps you don't feel that comfortable pitching to because you don't know him that well. So this is a big mistake. And it's a big opportunity for the Dodgers now. 2 innings in a row, they put 2 runners on base. Guys playing deep in the outfield.
Peterson hit a ball into left center field. So this is fouled down the left field line and out of play.
Remember the big red plastic wiffle ball bats, the Fred Flintstone bats?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's how you used to swing with that type of bat. The way that Jock Peterson just swung at that last pitch. He does not get cheated. He doesn't want to hit it over the wall. He wants to hit it out of the stadium.
Down and in for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hudson was cruising along with 2 outs and nobody on, and then Guerrero a base hit, and then he walked the pitcher.
Hey, it happens.
Hit on the ground to Panic. Panic gets a little bit of a weird hop, and that's going to end the inning. Pence is going to lead things off. No score.
Bay Area is brought to you by the Solar Company. Not just any solar company. The Solar Company. Switch to solar and save.
So Hunter Pence is going to lead things off. No score as he gets a terrific ovation. And the first pitch misses to Pence. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
One-0 cutter. First time you've seen that from Frias.
And that's tapped foul.
And there's his curveball. It's time for our Togo's Big Play the Togo's way. Sunday in Cincinnati, Hunter Pence hit a home run in the second game off Anthony DeSclafani. And it was impressive. It was the type of home run that everybody kind of opened their eyes up.
When it left the bat, I thought it was a double off the wall.
I think he did. It was a big man's home run, no doubt.
And he got him to chase the pitch in the dirt. And Pence is thrown out. So that'll bring up Crawford. Crawford hitting .285 with 6 home runs, 25 driven in. Crawford, a 10 for 24 road trip. How about that?
Good changeup right there. Yeah, and it was productive too.
9 RBIs, scored 7 runs. Hit a grand slam. Oh, 2.
No, those are changeups at 88 miles per hour. That'll definitely change your at bat. You see a couple of those. And now you come with fastball up above the hands.
And he fouls it back.
Look at what Crawford has done through 38 games the last 4 years as to what he's doing this year. 285, 6 home runs and 25 RBIs. I mean, that's an all-star couple of, well, first 7 weeks.
Crawford slowly hit to Kendrick, and Kendrick will make the play. And that'll bring up Casey McGee. McGee hitting .202 with a couple of home runs, 9 runs batted in. They're grilling out there in the chill.
I think they were.
McGee on the trip was 5 for 15. And he takes low. He's really starting to show some signs that he's getting that swing back.
Well, he has been kind of in that rut for 3 weeks now, where he's hit the ball hard and he hasn't had much to show for it. And that's something that'll really try your patience, especially when you've been so cold at the start of the season. Here's Bochy has encouraged him, saying, "This baseball, grind it out. It's going to turn."
Tapped slowly out in front of home plate, and Grandal's going to throw him out. So that'll end the inning. 3rd inning coming up. It'll be Jimmy Rollins to lead things off.
Area is brought to you by Bay Area Mini.
Well, the Dodgers are here for 2 more games. The Thursday day game is already sold out, but there are good seats remaining for tomorrow night's game. So the Dodgers won't be back in town until late September. Check out your tickets and the availabilities at sfgiants.com/tickets. Here's Rollins. Rollins is 0 for 1. He hit a fly ball to left field. Here he takes a strike. I mentioned the 88 bats against Hudson. Rollins with 20 hits, 5 doubles, 3 triples, and 3 home runs.
Pretty good production.
As he shoots this one to Aoki. 1 out. And here's Howie Kendrick.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind that Jimmy Rollins will be enshrined someday. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. And I'm still not used to seeing him in another uniform outside of the Philadelphia Phillies, Jimmy.
There's a strike to Kendrick. Kendrick bounced out to Crawford. And that fastball is high. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Chilly night. Good to be back. Not for long though. Keep that suitcase open.
You're right. Get to the cleaners quickly.
This guy brought his glove, his sweatshirt, and his babe. He's ready, man.
Oh, it doesn't get any better than that.
He's explaining that Hudson's about ready to throw a sinker down and in here, or maybe away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, break out your parkas.
And the cotton candy. You gotta have that. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's the same spot that Hudson kept throwing those 4 balls to Carlos Frias. To right. Pence back at old familiar territory. 2 down.
Well, the NBC Bay Area Investigative Unit is the largest on-air team of investigative journalists dedicated to holding the powerful accountable. And you can watch award-winning stories that have helped make the Bay Area a better place at NBCBayArea.com/investigations. NBC Bay Area, we investigate.
So here's Adrian Gonzalez, who drew a walk in the first.
Game the Babes are here.
And there's a called strike, and it's 0-1.
There's Waldo. I was looking for him the other day. Couldn't find him. Good pitch. Did not miss by much. It's
1 ball and 1 strike.
It's a good look.
Gonzalez bounces this one out into short right, and Panik will throw him out. So nice hitting for Hudson. And Hudson will lead things off, followed by Aoki and Panik. Nothing, nothing, as Hudson will lead it off for the Giants. Hudson on the year is 1 for 11. Nori Aoki is on deck. And there's a called strike.
I tell you right now, Frias is getting everything over. The fastball, the cutter, the curveball, the changeup. I mean, he's in command. They need to get him in the stretch.
Bat goes flying. Rollins behind the bag, and Rollins will throw him out. Dave Fleming will be in. John Miller still dealing with a family matter, so Dave will be in for 4, 5, and 6. I'll see you back here in the 7th.
And John, if you're watching, we wish you well. To you and your family. We miss you.
Here's Aoki, who's actually doing exercises in the batter's box. But ready to hit, and he takes a ball 1-0.
Yep, get your favorite t-shirt on, strap on your lid, head out to the yard.
Kendrick, 2 down. Let's take a look at our T-Mobile game changer. It was a Joe Panik sacrifice fly on April 22nd that beat the Dodgers. Here it was. And the Giants went home happy. So Panik doubled in the first inning. And here he takes a strike at the knees. Frias pitched out of trouble in the first. Had a 1-2-3 inning in the second. And he's got 2 outs here in the third. And now it's a quick 0-2 to Panik.
That's 7 in a row. He's retired. Well, he's definitely found his rhythm out of the windup.
Angel Pagan on deck. Dodgers, you know, they have this terrific record, 24-13. They're under 500 on the road, which gives you an idea how terrific they've played at home. Panik fouls this one out of play. At home, the Dodgers are 17-5. Giants have played 18 games on the road. The Dodgers, this is their 16th game. Here's the 1-2. Little nubber off the end of the bat. Rollins going out, and Panik is 2 for 2.
Sometimes he can make it look so easy to get a base hit at the big league level. A little two-seam changeup gets him out front, right off the end of the bat. And here's the thing of beauty, right out there where nobody can touch it. That's hitting them where they ain't, as they used to say.
Here's Pagan, who had an infield hit in the first. And Pagan ropes it up the middle for a base hit. Panik's going to stop at second. He thought about it.
Well, I think Frias is a different guy out of the stretch. I mean, there's opportunity. And we saw it happen early in the game, the first inning. He was missing upstairs, and look at this one, right across the plate at the belt. Just a little underneath his release out of the stretch as opposed to the windup, and it's just a matter of elevating from the knees to the belt. And this is where the Giants can take advantage of it.
Buster Posey with runners at the corners in the first inning with just 1 out, struck out. So another opportunity here for the Giants in the third. First pitch is high. Grandal wanted that pitch on the inside corner. At least that's where the target was.
Yeah, I don't think he can get it to any of his locations out of the stretch. He just doesn't feel right. His release point is beneath where it is when he's in the windup, and he's missing high.
So that's a foul at home plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Some new baseballs for home plate umpire Chris Conroy. Base hit into left field. Here comes Paddock. And the Giants are on the board. It's 1-0.
And we're going to make it our forward right choice. Not a lot of lower body, but look at the location up above the belt. And Posey just going way out of the strike zone to barrel it just over the head of Rollins, who has no chance. High mistakes. And a nice 2-out RBI. The Giants are on the board.
So here's Belt. Belt bounced out to second in the first. And he takes low. 1 ball and no strikes. Hunter Pence to follow.
Slowing it down. All by design. But one thing we found out about Frias, he's not afraid to shake off a veteran catcher.
Home runs in 4 straight games in San Francisco by a first baseman. That's a good group.
Yep, Cepeda, McCovey, Clark. Take my chances with those guys.
Three and 0.
As hot as Belt's been with an open base here and a right-hander on deck, I don't expect Frias to give him a whole bunch of location worth hitting here. Anything in the middle of the strike zone here is a mistake.
See if Belt has the green light. Overshift is, well, it's not on. Rollins just to the left of second base, but Kendrick is deep in shallow right field. And the walk, so they're loaded for Pence.
Be interesting to see here if the Dodgers let Frias get back in his windup with the bases loaded. I mean, if we're noticing up here, you know, the Rick Honeycutt and Don Mattingly are noticing it down in the Dodger dugout. And that may be the suggestion that Honeycutt's going to come out and tell Frias, hey, if you want, you can go out of your windup, kid. Honeycutt has done a nice job with this Dodger pitching staff for a long time.
Pagano's at third. Posey's at second. Belt is at first. The number of RBIs. Hunter Pence second. He struck out in the second inning. And it's low and away, 1-0.
Easy take. Good numbers career-wise.
Foul back. He had a rip.
Hunter Pence in his 9th year at the big league level. You see how they play him. They bunch the middle and they play him slightly to take away the gap in right center. They give him the line in left, they give him the line in right.
1-2.
Not picking up that cutter. It's a good pitch. And I think that is Frias' ace in the hole. When in doubt, go to the cutter.
See what he does here. 1-2. Got him, and that'll end the inning. Giants on the board. Dave Fleming will be in. I'll see you back here in the 7th. It's 1-0 Giants.
And Dave, I want to welcome Dave Fleming into the booth.
Hey, here I am.
So how'd you spend your off day yesterday?
Yeah, I was in New York and saw a good ball game. Mets and Cardinals. Matt Harvey on the mound. Never seen Matt Harvey in person.
I like that about you. You get a day off, you have to go watch another ball game.
Yeah, and then it went 14 innings. So it was kind of a long one, but it was an entertaining game. And I bet we'll see Harvey. Giants are in New York for 4 games. And it's not too long from now. And you, Mike Krukow, will enjoy watching him pitch.
Yeah, a young right-hander who back from Tommy John surgery who's just got some major electricity in his stuff. I agree. I can't wait.
And he is in attack mode, that guy. Now Tim Hudson against Van Slyke here in the 4th inning. Van Slyke, Grandal, Ethier. Giants now have a lead, 1-0.
There's the happiest guy in the ballpark right there. That mom looks pretty happy too.
Yeah. Van Slyke to Pence for out number 1.
Hunter Pence on his off day went to see the U2 concert.
Yeah.
Huge fan of U2.
Ryan Vogelsong went down there. Bruce Bochy went down there. It's a big contingent. Giants traveling secretary Brett Alexander, who's done such a great job with us for the last several years now. But he spent many years as the travel director for U2. So those Giants who went down last night, they get the VIP experience.
And Hunter Pence got to meet Bono, his favorite singer.
Yeah. Ground ball. Crawford knows it's the catcher running, so he can wait. He throws him out. Well, we are going to credit Brett Alexander with these photos. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
That's a good one. Bruce Bochy said the show was fantastic. And there's the whole entourage. Brett Alexander, and you're right there.
And they got some actual one-on-one time with those guys, where sort of apart from the crowd, from the big group, they got to hang, chat, ask questions. So that's pretty cool. Andre Ethier, strike one from Hudson. Buster Posey knocked in the run in the third that has put the Giants ahead. Ethier's having a good year, and they've needed him. Foul ball, strike two.
Well, you're right. I mean, for the longest time, he was kind of the pinch hitter. Just get zero playing time. But, I mean, you look at the lineup, he's hitting .316 with 5 bombs and 14 RBIs. He's hit 7th. So he's still not getting the respect that he feels like he deserves.
Well, it's hard in this lineup. The Dodgers are ahead of everybody by leaps and bounds in just about every offensive category. It's amazing.
There's Don Mattingly. You would expect a team that a great hitter like Mattingly would take on the similar characteristics. They would hit, and they are hitting.
No Puig, no Carl Crawford, and still, look at those numbers.
Well, first in runs per game and home runs. I mean, that's what jumps off the page.
Slugging percentage, on base percentage. Ethier gets another hit. His ground ball finds a hole. So that's a 2-out single for Andre Ethier, with Alex Guerrero coming up. And I think even more to your point, another young Giants fan here tonight, but Alex Guerrero, he's batting 8th, and we've seen the damage that he can do. So you get a little 2-out single from your 7th place hitter, but this is no easy spot here for Hudson.
Very dangerous.
He gets him to chase there for strike one.
And that's kind of where the league's pitching him now. I mean, what they were seeing early in the season when he was so red hot and putting up big time power numbers was he was killing the pitch middle end and up, killing it. So start pitching him soft stuff away down the dirt, in the dirt, see if he chases, and he has been.
He chased down and away, not quite in the dirt, but close. Strike two. We saw him in this ballpark. He made AT&T Park look pretty small. He had a couple of booming home runs. So the raw power is there. The question is, now that pitchers are going after him a different way, how can he adjust to that? 0-2. Pop-up foul back out of play.
It was an 0-2 breaking ball. He did not want to come near the strike zone, and he did. The guy's going to swing out of the strike zone down. That's where you stay. Hudson definitely having a word with himself right now.
He had one other of those early in the game, I think, with Van Slyke at the plate.
Yeah, that was before he even had a feel of the pitch, and that's where you're vulnerable the first inning. You know, the catcher's going to call thinking you're going to throw the good one. Maybe the good one hadn't shown up yet.
Ethier is the runner at first with 2 down. Another 0-2 outside. Pretty close with the fastball.
Well, 2 things there. Number one, it was close enough to where if you're a hitter, you have to cover it. But the other thing is, it tells you right here, Guerrero, he's guessing breaking ball and 2 strike. Take that fastball. If he's looking fastball, he's swinging at that last one.
1-2. They go back with the fastball, maybe noticing exactly what you're talking about, but he missed with it.
But it was a fastball, but with a different movement. He changed the grips on it. He had a 4-seam move with the prior pitch, and here he comes and tries to wrap around that outside corner with a 2-seam sinker. One thing about Hudson, he truly understands the movement of the fastball.
From 0-2 to 2-2. Again, close, but called the ball.
How close was it? Real close. 4 inches off the plate. Good 2-2 pitch. I mean, this is your chance to go off the strike zone and hope that he chases. He did not. The pitch was called correctly by Chris Conroy, the plate umpire.
Ethier goes 3-2, fouled back to the screen, keeping the ball away. Away,
and he's leaning right now.
Well, would you have the guts to come back inside, seeing how hard he's leaning away?
With the pitcher on deck? Absolutely. I would throw it off the plate. I'd throw it anywhere, but I wouldn't throw a strike.
Yeah.
Buster wants that pitch inside.
3-2. Ground ball to Crawford. He throws out Guerrero. Well, Hudson works around the 2-out hit. Dodgers do not score. Still 1-0 Giants.
The campus couple, and Gamer Babes have shown up. This guy is not going to be outdressed by anybody tonight in the Killer Peas. Signed for Pence, Posey, Paganin. Welcome back, Hunter Pence. We miss you. Oh, yeah. Cal Poly Ballard, that's right. Congratulations. He's going to be a Mustang this September. He's going to love it there. And that's our Amici's fun at the ballpark.
All right. Well, you figured tonight would be a heck of a lot of fun. This series, Giants, Dodgers, two top teams in the National League West. Crawford leads off for the Giants here in the bottom of the 4th with the foul ball.
Man, making a play. She doesn't want a high five. She wants the ball. Meet, let's go.
Okay.
There you go.
She gets the ball. He gets part of the blanket back.
I think that's a good trade-off. We get a kiss at the front door, too. Who knows?
Off the inside, 1-1.
Let's take a look at the play. Nicely done. He came out of that blanket.
The blanket almost got him, though. That one rolled to second. Kendrick throws out Crawford, and let's go down to Amy G.
All right, guys, in preparation to manage the 2015 National League All-Star team, skipper Bruce Bochy has asked the Reds manager Brian Price and the Dodgers manager Don Mattingly to join his coaching staff. Mattingly told me today it's a real honor to be asked to join the Giants coaching staff. He said he has great memories as a kid watching the game. Of course, he was a 6-time All-Star. He loved playing in the game. He said Boch is one of, if not the best managers in the game today, and it's an honor to be working with him. Guys?
I think a little too much sort of back and forth, Giants-Dodger. Too many nice things being said.
Well, diplomacy. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
It is a nice gesture for Bruce Bochy to bring Don Mattingly along. Thanks, Amy. McGee takes a ball. It's 1-1 to Casey McGee. So Brian Price, who is the Reds manager, will also be a part of that coaching staff. Ground ball. Gonzalez will feed Frias, 2 down. This was sort of like the advanced scouting report for the coaches for the not like we don't go to Cincinnati every year, we do, but everybody was looking at Cincinnati in the ballpark in a slightly different way because Bochy and the gang will be going back for the All-Star game.
I think because of the ballpark, it is going to be a very entertaining offensive All-Star game. And you don't often say that with all the arms you see in the All-Star game. But July in Cincinnati, it's going to be warm and the ball's going to be jumping.
How about the home run derby?
You're going to see some things that are going to be amazing.
Ball 1 to Hudson. Well, I think that will be fun. And the Giants will have some players. Bruce Bochy will have some influence, although Bochy was telling us they have changed slightly the way those reserves get picked. There's a little more fan involvement on a couple different things. Hudson, base hit. How about that? His second hit of the year.
And the fastball that kind of ran up and in. They set the target inside, man. That really was not a mistake. The location, you can see where Grandal, the catcher's sitting. It's right above the label, and that's a big league knock. Sure, his thumbs are burning a little bit with the jam, but hey, he'll take it. Jake Peavy, loving it. That's a victory for the pitching staff.
Chalk another one up for the pitchers. Bumgarner didn't look quite as thrilled. But he's still stuck on 1, isn't he?
Yeah.
So Hudson's got 2. He's moved ahead of him. Aoki, that one kind of buzzed him. Well, let's see. Giants last inning. It all started with 2 outs, bases empty. Built a rally, scored a run. Aoki's 0 for 2. He lines one into left field. His first hit of the game. Hudson to second. He stops there.
Just as soon as you can get Frias in the stretch, that's when his vulnerability is there. He's not quite the same guy that he is in the windup. And it's simply one reason. He elevates. He's just slightly underneath his release point out of the stretch, and he makes mistakes up. And what we have found out from Aoki is he covers the area between the belt and his letters as good as anybody on the Giants team.
And you saw that number. Very willing to go to left field. That's an Aoki specialty. Grandal and Frias. Just a quick word as Panic comes up. Panic is 2 for 2. And he hits here with a runner in scoring position, although it's Hudson. So it's not a guarantee that a base hit to the outfield would score a run. Panic goes after the first pitch and pops it up. Kendrick a long way out there, still going, makes the play. 2 2-out hits, but 2 stranded. Hudson will take the jacket off, head back to the mound for the 5th. 1-0 Giants.
series tomorrow night. Brett Anderson on the hill, the lefty taking on Tim Lincecum. And look at the numbers: 7 starts. Anderson 2-1, Lincecum 3-2. The ERA, Lincecum about a point lower. And look at the strikeout walk ratio: 4-1 strikeout walk with Anderson, not quite 2-1 for Lincecum. So should be a bad pitching. Coverage begins 7 o'clock right here. And tomorrow night's NBC Bay Area.
Yeah. And no Warriors game. So the schedule's clear. The sports calendar's clear for Giants Dodgers tomorrow night. Frias got a real serious look at the plate. The pitcher misses the bunt attempt. Strike 2.
Oh, wow. I mean, he's 0 for 7 with 5 strikeouts. I mean, you have to at least look like a hitter. If you look at the grip he puts on this bat, it's a death grip. I mean, he is grinding sawdust out of that thing.
Ooh. Could stand maybe to lighten the grip a little bit.
Let's take a look at the 0-2 hack. Needs a little work.
Yay. Can't believe I didn't get a hit that time.
I mean, if you can't get a broken bat by hitting the ball, just beat it in the dirt.
It's going to take a few more of those chops to snap that one. Here's Peterson. 1 for 2. He takes one right at the knees. Strike 1. Led off the game with a double. Inside. 1 ball, 1 strike to count.
Take a look at that swing from the side. Yep. It's not the bat's fault. Come on. It does make you grin a little bit if you're 60 feet 6 inches away from that.
That was some pure frustration.
Yep, that's a guy who really is built for the American League, where he doesn't have to take his at-bats very often. A little fresh stickum on my hand. Good to go.
2-1. Ground ball to Panic. Jack Peterson grounds out. 2 down. He's 1 for 3. Up comes Jimmy Rollins. You look back on it, Rollins at bat in the very first inning. Runner at second, nobody out. The first pitch, he flips one to shallow left field for the out. Could not get Peterson over to third. He was really, really upset at himself. Felt like a big moment in the game.
Well, you never know. I mean, against a pitcher like Hudson, a bullpen like the Giants, you don't know how many opportunities you're going to get. And even a productive out can make the difference in a ball game.
.73 pitches for Hudson. That one just missed. 1-1.
These guys have been playing against each other a long time.
Yep.
And there are no surprises.
That's why your mouth's open.
It's a matter of hitting your spots. Pitching into a defense.
Nice curveball. Strike 2 swinging.
And he set it up beautifully with the little sinker off the plate away. Straight away in the outfield. Slight pull on the left side of the infield. Straight away on the right side of the infield.
1-2 pitch. Wow, that one almost snapped back to the corner.
Well, that's the beauty of that back foot slider. It sets up the front door sinker. And with a lot of umpires, I mean, that's strike 3. Conroy does not have big corners. What he does have is a low, consistent zone.
Rollins to left field again. Aoki will play it on a bounce. Smartly so.
Saw Hudson take a little look at Conroy to let him know that he thought he should have had to throw in that last pitch. And the Giants dugout, they're woofing pretty good at Conroy.
Yeah. Well, they know that extends the inning. You got a runner on, and now you get to the power. Kendrick and Adrian Gonzalez looming on deck. Here's some cheers around the ballpark. Good news on the hoop side. Throw just briefly got away from Brandon Belt. Jimmy Rollins doesn't go anywhere. Well, because that game is over, the Warriors, turn your volume down if for some reason you don't want to hear the result. They beat the Rockets in game 1. Warriors Playoff Central live post-game coverage right now on Comcast Sportsnet Plus. Pick off and pretty close. Rollins gets back. If you're looking for Comcast Sportsnet Plus, Comcast channels 104 and 780, DirecTV 696-1, AT&T channel 771. If you can't find Comcast Sportsnet Plus, log on to csnbayarea.com. Kendrick takes strike 1.
And backdoor sinker. This is where it's nice to be Howie Kendrick, because you got a guy on deck that has just had a great first half, and that's Adrian Gonzalez. It's a guy, so Kendrick becomes a guy that Tim Hudson does not want to walk.
That one hit to right field. Pence is there, and Pence has it. And once again, Hudson works around a single. The Dodgers still scoreless. Big hitters coming up for the Giants, who lead 1-0.
Special event package will include a ticket to the Braves game and a Giants-themed Year of the Ram figurine. For information, go to sfgiants.com/special events.
Well, Pagan, 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up for the Giants against Frias. Seeing him for the third time now. Giants 1, Dodgers nothing. Pagan's 2 for 2. Continues to swing the bat well.
Well, both times he has hit against Frias, he's had Frias in the stretch. He hasn't faced him out of the windup.
Frias has been better out of the windup in this game.
Well, he really has. I mean, out of the windup, he has had a very good feel with all 4 of his pitches, and he's been able to consistently pound the knee-high location with the fastball. He didn't make many mistakes up out of the windup. It's in the stretch where he's shown some vulnerability.
Off the inside. 96 miles an hour. 2-1.
Oh, he's got great stuff, and he's got 4 pitches. And when he can throw them over in any count, it's not an easy assignment. see where the Dodgers like this guy.
Low, ball 3. And in an ideal world, he would not be a big league starter right now. Ryu's hurt. McCarthy's out for the year. It turns out Hyunjin Ryu, he may have to have shoulder surgery. So he had some pitching injury. Pagan on the ground. Gonzalez to Frias for the out.
Yep, wave and say hi. Surfer.
Like that jacket.
He's looking sharp. No doubt.
Here's Buster. Buster 1 for 2. His one hit knocked in what so far is the only run of this game. Frias with the changeup low. I'm with you though. He doesn't use that changeup very often. He hadn't thrown that many of the breaking balls, but they look good. And there are a lot of movement on those pitches.
Tell you the other thing too. I mean, it's rare that you see a rookie shake off a catcher as much as he has tonight. In that last sequence, Grandal went through 5 suggestions before he finally finished on a fastball with a change location. That he suggested a fastball earlier in the sequence, only to the other side of the plate.
That was 5 again. That was 5 more choices that time.
And the kid's calling his own game.
Grandal, you could almost, we had that close-up shot. You could almost see him shaking his head a little bit, like, okay, here we go.
Well, and I think old catchers are all of the same frame of mind. It's like, all right, you learn the hard way. Let her rip.
That's the cutter, and it misses. So Posey takes the 4-pitch walk, and that's a 1-out base runner in front of Belt.
When an old catcher put down a sign, you know, he'll go along with a young player. There comes a time in the game where they're going to call what you're supposed to call, regardless of whether or not that kid wants to throw. And you'll see him put down a number, then he'll repeat it if he shakes it off. Throw that one down. If he shakes it again, he'll repeat it again. Change up.
A lot of movement to it, but low.
Something about a guy who's got velocity like him. That's an 88-mile-an-hour changeup. For a lot of tonight's ball game with Tim Hudson, that's been his fastball. But one thing that Frias has done is he changes the movement on that changeup by changing the grip, just like you do a fastball.
Frias, these last few, has been a little more agreeable, but the command is wobbly right now. He walked Posey on 4 pitches. He's behind Belt 2-0.
It's almost predictable. He gets in the stretch, and all of a sudden he starts missing up with the fastball.
Pence on deck. Giants just haven't quite taken advantage of it yet. 7 hits, plus they've drawn a couple walks, but only the 1 run.
Staying away from the fastball. Little cutter, just tucking it in the outside corner. That's really been a very nice pitch for Frias tonight. He's thrown it a lot. When he's absolutely had to make a pitch in a 1-0 count or a 2-0 count or a 3-1 count when he's been behind, he's used that cutter to both righties and lefties. And he's shaking off a bunch again.
Belt still ahead 2-1. We'll see what he throws. He got Belt to chase that changeup. Good block by Grandal.
With Brandon Belt getting hot, it has been how he's hit the pitch at the belt early in the year. Just not producing the same type of consistent contact that he has been of late. And the reason for that is he had an uppercut. He's flattened his swing out. The bat's in the strike zone a little bit longer. And now that area at the belt, the high fastball, belt high and above, he's done better at.
2-2. He takes that one low.
He had a home run in Cincinnati to left center. It was his last at bat in the Cincinnati series. It proved to be the difference in the ballgame. But it was a pitch that was away, and he went out and hit it, and he backspin it over the wall. And the fact that he didn't fillet it or slice the ball to left field, he drove it with backspin, was of major significance.
3-2. He hits a shot off the mound. Rollins for 1 and 2. Well, that's just pure bad luck for Brandon Belt. He hit a bullet, and it turns into a double play. The end of this month, May 28th through the 31st. Lots of stuff going on May 30th. You got the Crawford Belt or Petite bobblehead giveaway, 7:05 first pitch time, May 31st. Afternoon baseball, the World Champs banner presented by Coca-Cola. The bobbleheads courtesy of AAA. Get your tickets at sfgiants.com/tickets. And that is a live shot. That's right now over Oracle, celebrating the Warriors' Western Conference Finals Game 1 victory. They got the fireworks show going. We can see that from where we sit here in the booth.
Well, congratulations. Very exciting.
One step closer. Adrian Gonzalez against Tim Hudson. A dangerous hitter, 6th inning, a 1-run game. Having a tremendous year. It's a curveball way up there. Deep right center. Still carrying Pence, and he makes a catch. Welcome back to AT&T Park.
Oh, hey, you're right. This is the only ballpark in the National League that keeps this ball in the ballpark. I mean, he hits this thing perhaps a bit high, but I mean, he squares it up and watch the wind start to take it. And it winds up being a high backhander over the shoulder from Hunter Pence. And that fly ball had lots of personality. And you can see the sigh of relief from Tim Hudson.
Here's Van Slyke. First pitch swinging. Grounds it to Crawford, who throws him out. That one a little more routine. Another look at the Pence catch.
Well, and he knows the surrounding. You see him raising the right hand here to protect himself from the wall. But just great concentration. I mean, that's not an orthodox play at all for a right fielder going that far.
I think you made a good point. You don't always get a push from the wind, but it was clear that ball, whether it was because it was so high or the way the wind's blowing right at this moment, that got a push. Grandal has been a very hot hitter. Takes ball one.
Well, I mean, you look out at the flags in right center, and they're actually blowing out towards the bay. I mean, that it's rare that you see the flags tell you exactly where the drift of the field is. And that was indeed the case there.
Ball two.
A lot of times you see the flags blowing out towards center field and getting drift to left field, or the wind will swirl here. Not always predictable as to which way this ballpark is playing if you look at the flags, but in this particular case, it is predictable.
Grandal, that defense played him perfectly. Not an easy play for Crawford, but not the defensive highlight of the inning. That was from the right fielder. Think he's happy to be back home?
Yeah. Yes, he is. As happy as he can possibly be.
A few Japanese American Major League Baseball players talked about one of his mentors in the game.
Len Staccato was my manager in San Jose, and he helped me tremendously. You know, coming up in the minor leagues and kind of helping me and shape me, mold me, and getting me ready for this stage. And I know that he was another Japanese American that made it up and had a good career. And so it's a cool group to be a part of.
All right, we're quickly assembling the bat to the bobblehead given out tonight to fans who bought special event tickets. Of course, that is Travis Ishikawa hitting the home run to clinch the pennant to get the Giants to the 2014 World Series, guys.
How does it sound? I haven't heard the sound chip.
I haven't either.
Yeah, I got to hear it. Yeah, hit play.
Oh, you need a battery.
Hey, good try, Amy. Hunter Pence. Back in our direction. Well, who knows what would have happened, but that 2014 flag might not be there without Ishikawa and that home run.
They did not want to go back to St. Louis.
They did not. Foul ball off the bat of Pence. A moment that will never, ever be forgotten in Giants history. Frias. Pence up the middle, off the leg. Gonzalez will flip to the pitcher. Good hustle by Frias to get over and cover. Well, here's the moment we were talking about, and let's listen to John, that call that's in the bobblehead.
Now the stretch. Here it comes. Swing, and there's a drive deep into right field. Way back there. Goodbye! A home run for the game and for the pennant. The Giants have won the pennant. And Travis Ishikawa is being clobbered by his teammates as he comes down the third base line, and he is mobbed at home plate. It's Travis Ishikawa.
Not the likeliest of postseason heroes. Brandon Crawford on the first pitch he sees, hit it deep to left, but caught by Van Slyke.
I want to go back to that Hunter Pinsett guy. When was the last time you saw a 1-3-1 put out?
That might be never.
I'm just looking at the thing in my book going.
Pitcher to first base to pitcher.
But the thing about Ishikawa is the story, his story, that brought him to the stage to even have that at bat. It's just so incredible. And as we've known him for many years, he's just such an easy guy to root for.
Kind of a version of the Vogelsong story. Come up with the Giants, a lot of promise, doesn't fully work out the way you want it to. You drift away for a few years, find your way back, claw your way up. And then a moment like that. McGee on the ground, softly hit, and Rollins throws out Casey McGee. Well, Kite is coming back over for the 7th. Giants 1, Dodgers nothing.
By your local Toyota dealer. Let's take a look at the line. The Dodgers, no runs on 4 hits, no errors. The Giants, 1 run on 7 hits, no errors. It's been a pitching duel between Carlos Frias and Tim Hudson. Buster Posey hit the lone RBI back in the 3rd inning, a 2-out knock. And that's where we are, 1-0 Giants, and that's your Toyota game summary. And here again is Dwayne Kuiper.
All right, and it'll be Andre Ethier, the bottom 3 in this Dodger lineup. Ethier, Guerrero, and then quite possibly a pinch hitter. Hudson is due to lead off the 7th, so this might be his last inning. First Ethier, who's 1 for 2. And he takes low, 1 ball and no strikes. How about the fireworks across the way? That was pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool. Warriors win. They shot out fireworks above the Oracle Arena. As you see, Gene Machi and Javier Lopez start to get stretched out.
Ethier takes wide again. It's 2-0.
Justin Turner sneaking up the steps. Maybe a pinch hitter.
Hudson's got to come in here. He doesn't want to walk Ethier. And he does. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Nice pitch.
He did not challenge him. Fireworks. It's pretty cool. 2-1 pitch to Andre Ethier. Nope, that's the pitch you're talking about. You're not going to get 3-1.
Yeah, there have been many high strikes called tonight with Chris Conroy's strike zone. It's been a good zone. It's been very consistent. It's been a small zone. It has been a zone that really would favor the hitter more than a pitcher. And both pitchers have pitched well through it.
3-2.
And those are the ones we have seen him give. The one that is on the corner, down around the knees.
Queen for a day?
Or a bride to be.
Payoff to Ethier. Down the right field line, foul.
One of San Francisco's finest, picking it up, handing it off to one of our security gentlemen.
Is that Libator in the bullpen?
I think it is.
Three and two. On the ground to Kenny. So Hudson's going to win that battle, and it's a tough one with Ethier, 1 out. Especially when you go 2-0-3-1.
Well, Ethier, a lifetime 231 hitter against Hudson coming into this game. Did not take advantage of those counts.
So here's Guerrero, who's 1 for 2.
And that will make a hitter shake his head, losing those 2 opportunities.
Strike to Guerrero. So that's 94 pitches now for Hudson. And the righty deals. Same spot, nothing in 2. So he's painting, at least in this at bat, to Guerrero.
2 beautifully played backdoor sinkers, nailing down that outside location at the knees. And I think in this whole at bat, I think Guerrero's been up there looking for a breaking ball.
Hit on the ground, foul, as he tried to hook that one as Hudson threw that same pitch. See, looks like Chris Heston down there trying to protect Molly.
Molly Caballero, or
it's George Canto.
Ball made tonight.
Yep.
There's Molly.
Although Molly's foul back. Molly's a little away from the action here.
She wants no part of it. She'll wait for the foul balls to stop rolling, then she'll pick them up.
Molly is here for the beer and fries.
Many have come with the same expectations.
0-2 to Guerrero. No slide.
Angel Hernandez, first base umpire, saying no swing. Let's take a look. Did he go? No. Close. Real close.
One-two pitch. Nope, just off the plate. It's 2-2.
I mean, he's trying to shade that outside corner. And that's what they have found out about Guerrero. I mean, he's a middle-in guy with power, lots of it.
It's likely they're going to go out there again, I would think. Up the middle and a base hit. Watch live TV now with the NBC Bay Area app. See breaking news and investigations from NBC Bay Area News, plus your favorite NBC shows live and on demand. Simply download the NBC app, select Watch Live TV Now from the menu, enter your television account information, and you're good. So Bruce Bochy's coming out. Machi's coming in. Turner had been announced. It was time for a change. Then Speedy, oil change and auto service. Your oil change tune-up and repair expert. A good job tonight. He got into the 7th inning before he gives up a base hit to Alex Guerrero. And here's Gene Machi.
19th time that Machi has come into a game 1-0 with a 4.26 ERA. And he inherits a one runner on and one out situation here against Justin Turner. No lifetime history for Machi against Turner.
And the first pitch is low. He's dangerous. There's the line for Hudson. He is responsible for the runner at first. Turner 294, 5 home runs, 16 driven in. He's got 2 pinch hit home runs, and now Machi's behind 2-0. On the ground to third for McGee. To Panic. To Belt. And Panic could not get it out of his glove. And you could see that he was searching for a grip, and he threw that one away.
Rare that he does not complete an exchange and make a turn. Throw takes him out the bag a little bit, but right there he has a little problem getting a grip, and he kind of slings it over to first base.
So we're going to get another pitching change. It's going to be Javi Lopez to face Jock Peterson. So it stays 1-0, and Lopez coming in.
MLB or MLB.com at bat, I beg your pardon, the #1 app for live baseball. At bat is up to the moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. So go to MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or your tablet.
So here's Lopez against the Rook. It's a 1-0 lead for the Giants.
Javier Lopez, 18th time he's come into a ball game, and he inherits a runner in score position. Lefty's hitting 100 against him. Nobody's really hitting him.
Peterson doubled in the first. Since then he's grounded out twice to panic. No balls in 1 strike.
So an 86-mile-an-hour challenge right across the belt. So important to get strike 1 with the fastball for Javier Lopez, because it really does set up his breaking stuff. You can throw it as a surprise now, ahead the count 0-1.
Comes back with another fastball that's 1 ball and 1 strike.
A nice night of pitching for Tim Hudson.
Indeed.
Inherited 16. He has prevented 15 of them from scoring. Trying to do it one more time.
A 1-2.
And there's the breaking ball.
I'm not sure who has the advantage here if you've never faced the guy before. I mean, if you're a rook, you just kind of go up there and hack.
And that's really what Peterson has done. But he's been successful with the long ball and RBI production with it.
And Posey just has Lopez extend that pitch. It's 2-2, although that one didn't do a whole lot of good. Two and 2.
Just a bit low, and you saw the knees buckle with Javier Lopez. He thought he had strike 3. Watch the reaction from Lopez. Just a bit low.
Three and 2. See what Buster Posey calls here. And the walk.
So decision time as to what side you want to face Jimmy Rollins. He's got better numbers average-wise from the right side. Better power numbers from the left side.
Rollins has never had a hit against Lopez. He singled in the 5th inning. Here he takes inside 1-0.
Hard to sit still.
It is. Two balls and no strike.
With the decision for Bruce Bochy to have Javier Lopez face Rollins right-handed, it intensified the concentration of Sergio Romo down the bullpen. He's thinking about one guy, and that's Howie Kendrick on deck.
So it's 3-0, and Lopez now having a tough time throwing a strike. and the walk.
So he had an open base and he used it up.
It's going to be a double switch. Joaquin Arias is coming in. So we're going to take a break as Romo replaces Lopez, and it's 1-0.
As insider Alex Pavlovich will provide wire-to-wire reporting. But the Giants season. You get breaking news, videos, special features, and much, much more only on csnbayarea.com.
So here's Romo. Put in a tough spot.
Well, he has the command to pitch with the bases loaded. It's 5 walks, allowed 11 to third, 20 strikeouts, 4-1 strikeout walk. Joaquin Arias comes into third base on the double switch.
So here's Kendrick. Kendrick takes wide, 1-0. Kendrick has only faced Romo one time, and he's 0 for 1.
Straight away.
Up the middle. Romo's got it. Juggles it. Picks it up. Side retired. Wow, what a big out that is. Hudson just swallowed his gum. 1-0 Giants.
Yes, he did.
is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
It remains 1-0 Giants. As the Dodgers send out a new pitcher, it's Adam Libator. When it's time for a change, named Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
Take a look at the numbers for Libator. He's been fantastic. He's been up and down in the minor leagues, but in 11 games at the big league level, 0-1 with a 1.80 ERA. 11 strikeouts. He hadn't walked anybody so far. What you get from him is a fastball that's mid-90s, hard slider, and a changeup.
So here's Arias, who came in on the double switch, and he will lead things off. On deck is Aoki and then Panic. And Arias bluffing a bunt, and he takes a strike.
So they relax back with Alex Guerrero, the third baseman, after one strike, which is a bit odd. They respected the bunt on the first pitch, but now they're saying with 0-1 count, see you later. Something a hitter would definitely notice.
Arias, who swings at a pitch in the dirt. Arias on the road trip was 0 for 3. He did not get a lot of opportunities. And that pitch is high, 1-2.
Such is the life of a guy who's a bench player. At bats can be hard to find at times. Good look. Strong.
Look at that woman sitting behind her. Arias breaks his bat as that's hit to Guerrero.
That could not have felt very good. That's the kind of a bat that would stay with you for about a month. All right. No, that's just a good look. All right. It's not easy being a bat in the big league sometimes. And this, there's splinters and chunks all over the infield.
So here's Aoki. And he takes high. Aoki's 1 for 3. Yeah, make sure you authenticate every little chip and nick and splinter.
You use up all your stickers.
Hit on the ground, and Gonzalez will beat Aoki to the bag. 2 outs. And here's Panic. Panic is 2 for 3. First pitch on the outside corner for a strike. No runs on 5 hits for the Dodgers. They've left 9. A run on 7 hits and an error, and the Giants have left 7. In the dirt, it's a 1 ball and 1 strike for Romo. He'll be facing Gonzalez, Van Slyke, and Grandal in the 8th.
Interesting look.
The pitch. Foul down the left field line and out of play.
Liberatore, every time the Giants have seen this guy, he's been really impressive. A lot of late movement. Not easy to barrel up.
2-2. He throws hard.
Big guy, 6'3", 240 pounds. Originally selected by Tampa Bay in the 21st round of 2010 draft.
How'd that go?
Hey, he's in the big leagues.
Down the left field line and out of play.
You're the scout that recommended this guy in the 21st round and he makes it the big leagues. Gee, that's instant credibility.
The ball is still loose. All right, it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
A lot of smiles.
3-2.
Well, that's the one that Liberatore wanted to throw below the strike zone and have panic chase. Fisher not biting. Panic, good eye.
And he walked him.
Nice at bat.
Panic on base now for the 3rd time in this game. Most of the rallies for the Giants tonight have come with 2 outs.
How about that night for Panic? I mean, you think back his last at bat in Cincinnati. On Sunday, he was taking an at bat against Aroldis Chapman, the hard-throwing relief pitcher, who hit him in the shoulder with a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. And all he does coming in tonight is have 2 hits and a walk. So, not a whole lot of intimidation there. And you can't expect to play in the big leagues. If that scares you, you won't last long. Scared us.
Here's Pagan. Pagan is 2 for 3. Pops this one up. Gonzalez. And he puts it away, and that'll end the inning. No runs, a walk, 1 left. Dodgers are coming up, and it'll be the big fellas coming up. Some of the action here tonight in game one of this 3-game series. It's 1-0 Giants. And here's Romo facing Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez tonight is 0 for 2 with a walk. And he takes down low for a ball. 1-0. Gonzalez has had 13 at bats against Romo. He's 2 for 13 with a double. It's Van Slyke and then Grandal. And now Gonzalez stepping out for whatever reason. It's 1 ball and no strikes. He hit a ball that was probably the farthest out this year at AT&T Park. Way out by archway number 7, where it was caught by Pence. 2 balls and no strikes. Romo got Kendrick with the bases loaded to hit one back to the pitcher. And that ended the 7th. There's a strike to Gonzalez, and Romo needed to come in, and he did. It's 2-1.
You watch this guy grow as a hitter since he's come in the league, and how he's made adjustments throughout his career, and he's the complete package. Creates one-pitch advantages with his mind. He covers all parts of the strike zone. Natural low ball hitter.
Lines this one into center field. That's a base hit. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy.
All right, guys, as you well know, on Sunday, Santiago Casilla needed only 9 pitches to strike out the side and close out the game. And that is referred to as an immaculate inning. It is very rare, so rare. In fact, I talked to Tim Lincecum, who said in all of his time in the bigs, he's never seen one. He said it was so cool to witness it. Casilla dominated while he was out there. Now, quickly, his previous outing before Sunday, Casilla threw on May 10th. That's 7 days in between his outings. Tim Lincecum said that just goes to show you how well prepared Casilla is to pitch at any moment, guys.
That's a fact.
And he didn't know it until somebody pointed out to him. He didn't know it.
Here's Van Slyke. Hernandez is now running as Van Slyke swings and misses, and it's 0-1. It's Kiki Hernandez running for Gonzalez. And Slyke is 0 for 3 tonight. His Affel starting to get loose. And a soft toss, and Hernandez is back. Giants have led 1-0 since the 3rd inning. There's Affel. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Perfect location with that slider. And you watch the previous at bats that Van Slyke has had against Romo. There haven't been many. There's only been 2, but you just don't get the feeling that he sees that slider very well. Because he will chase the slider off the plate. And I mean off the plate by a bunch.
See if he throws it again. This time Van Slyke took it. It took every ounce of strength to do it. It's 1-2.
Aren't many guys that can say they blow away Abe Lincoln when it comes to beards, but I think Van Slyke's got him.
I think he does.
Yeah.
1-2. On the ground to third for Arias. To Panic. To Belt. Not in time.
tell you what, Hernandez was breathing down Panic's neck. And we know one thing about Panic. He will hang in there, and he will have no fear about contact. Ball hits him low in the heel. I don't think he caught that thing in the sweet spot. It was right there at the belt where he kind of could get the glove turned around as a second baseman. Do I go high? Do I go low? It turns him upside down with the glove, and he never really had a good feel on that thing either. I don't know if Van Slyke would have been able to beat it out if it had been a cleaner exchange, but.
So here's Grandal. Grandal has bounced out 3 times. First pitch strike, and it's 0-1.
Grandal thought that was low, but he's been catching all night long. He should know that. Little strike's been there. The one hit he's given up, a big fly.
Right at Crawford. Crawford will throw to first, and back is Van Slyke. 2 outs. And here's Ethier.
Yeah, the defensive plan that the Giants drew up for this ballgame has really paid dividends. They have put shifts on all night long, and the Dodgers have really hit into them. Let's see where they preset Crawford. All he had was one hop to the right, picks it up, and he had a little trouble getting the ball out of his glove.
So here's Ethier.
Ron Rodas, the man in charge of placing the infield.
Ethier tonight is 1 for 3. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. The numbers for Ethier against Romo. Foul back, nothing in 2. So there's the fastball. And now they got him picked off. Belt's got to hurry. And they got him! Van Slyke got picked off. And that will do it. We will head to the bottom of the 8th. It'll be Posey to lead things off. Tomorrow night at 7 on NBC Bay Area and the Giants Television Network. And then Thursday afternoon, right back on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
New pitcher now for the Dodgers will be the right-hander Chris Hatcher. Hatcher, 2-year veteran, 0-3 on the year with a 5.54 ERA. But look at the strikeouts, 17 and 13 innings. He's even saved a couple games for the Dodgers. He's got a mid-90s fastball. He will sink, he will cut. He's got a slider and a split.
And he throws high to Buster Posey. Some changes. Hernandez stays in the game. He's in left field. Van Slyke moves from left to first. Posey takes out or an outside corner strike. We were watching Van Slyke. It looked like he was scurrying around trying to find his first baseman's mitt. Doesn't have it.
Basically, can't find it. Go with what got you here.
Posey rolls it foul.
Although I could come back to haunt him, trying to dig a low backhander out.
You never know. One and two to Posey, who has the only RBI in this game. Down the right field line, it's going to be foul. Stay tuned immediately after Giants baseball for Esurance Giants postgame live. You get highlights, you get reactions and analysis. It's all coming up right after the game. Posey got a high fastball and he shoots it back off the backstop.
He's a tough guy to try and get him to chase a ball above the strike zone, no matter how hard you throw it.
We watch Aroldis Chapman in Cincinnati, and Chapman did throw fastballs at Posey, but he preferred to get him out with a slider. Posey shoots another one foul.
That's it.
Two and two. I think the harder the guy throws, the more Buster likes it.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not saying that he thinks it's any easier. I just think that he really likes that challenge. Two-two pitch. Little roller to second. Kendrick has it. Stay tuned for the post-game wrap, and Mike will also talk about the game with Murph and Mac tomorrow morning on KNBR. Here's Belt. Belt is 0 for 2 with a walk. And he takes a Belt high strike. That's one of the few high strikes we've seen called.
Yeah, I think judging by the reaction from Belt, he feels the same way.
Down low, it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
When you're a hitter on the bench and you're watching the game, I mean, you can't tell how wide the strike zone is inside outside, but you could definitely tell what the height of it is. I mean, you can see high and low from the the dugouts on both sides of the field.
Belt hits a high fly ball to left. Hernandez back at the wall, and he dropped it. Belt is digging around second, and he's going to stay there. And the Giants have a runner in scoring position. Well, he got there in plenty of time.
It'd be interesting to see how they rule this. Ball starts to take off, and he just flat out boots it. That's got to be an error. And there he is in plenty of time. And you can't say he lost it in the lights. He just booted it. He closed his glove too soon. And just didn't get it underneath the ball. So, still waiting the official score, and indeed it has been ruled an error.
And here's Pence.
That's a two-base error. Just like that, the Giants get a gift and they get a runner in score position.
Pence is 0 for 3. Swing and a miss. 0-1.
That's 95 above the hands. You could expect to see him go up above the hands again at some other point in this at bat. And he might just keep pounding him up there.
Crawford to follow.
If you watch the signs from Grandal, the catcher for the Dodgers, he's going to start by touching his body. And he's going to let you know what sign it is by where he touches. So he's going to touch his mask, chest. And that right there tells you it's going to be first, second, or third sign. And that can change with every pitch.
Maybe looking for something other than that. It's 1-2.
He was not looking for a fastball down the middle.
Pence with an emergency swing. Falls it into the Dodger dugout.
Well, the dog got to go out there and have a word with him saying, well, he's not looking fastball here. And that's world class. That ball was behind him. Look out, Don Mattingly. Oh, Rick Honeycutt. Don Mattingly would have caught it.
One and 2. Foul. Better swing from Pence. It stays at 1 and 2.
We talked about how the Hatcher opened up the at-bat with a high fastball above the hands. At some point, he was going to try and go back to it. Look at the target from Grandal. They wanted that high fastball, and that was just a mistake. He left it in the strike zone. Got away with one there. He wanted that same fastball above the hands that started out the at-bat.
The 1-2. All back. Another rip.
And he was on that one. Foul ball will tell you what kind of balance the guy has. When it goes straight back, he's got you locked in. Look at the balance off that back leg. A lot of power in that swing. See, Grandal, you really can't call another high fastball above the hands. Hatcher's not getting it there. Head to count 1-2. He's got to go down the dirt.
Breaking ball, foul straight back.
Boy, he hung another one. Meanwhile, out in the bullpen, Casilla is ready. Just a matter if he's going to take a one-run lead into the top of the ninth or more. And Hatcher keeps hanging him. I'll bet on the more.
Hit on the ground to second. Pence is retired. Don't forget to check out Sportsnet Central tonight after Giants post-game live right here in Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. So here's Crawford. Crawford is 0 for 3. Hit a ball to deep left field in the 6th. And the Dodgers again with a delayed meeting.
And there's nobody in the Dodgers bullpen. So basically, if you're Rick Honeycutt, the pitching coach, you're going to come out and you're going to say, look, you got 2 bases to play with here, so you can pick as to who you want to face. You can see what Brandon Crawford has done this year with runners in scoring position, 2 outs. He's hitting .412. So that is a red flag. But yet they're not going to intentionally walk him. They're going to pitch to him, which basically says don't throw him a strike, which basically says throw him in the corner, which puts pressure on Grandal for a possible wild pitch.
And the ball gets away, and Belt scores. So for all that meeting, it meant nothing. How about that?
And there's the wild pitch. And Grandal could do nothing about it. A fastball that comes up high on him, and he takes it off the arm, does everything he can to get in front of it. And that run is huge.
Look, maybe some guys can't pitch around a guy.
That's right.
Crawford fouls it out of play.
I think one of the most difficult times to pitch around a guy is when you have a runner on third for that very reason.
Crawford takes low. It's 2 balls and a strike. Hernandez dropped a fly ball in left. That allowed Belt to get to second, and then a ground ball and a wild pitch. Crawford with a base hit up the middle. And Duffy's going to hit. So Duffy hitting for Romo. Duffy had a really good road trip, 6 for 13 with 6 RBIs. How about that?
And he's the kind of guy that will absolutely gamble. I mean, he'll look for a pitch, he'll look for a side of the plate, and he will let out some shaft. I mean, he'll try and hurt you.
And he rolls the first pitch foul, which happened to be a breaking ball, and it's 0-1.
And watching Duffy since he came up last year, all through spring and earlier this year, the one thing we found out about this guy is he thinks, and he gets 4 at bats. I mean, he's a better hitter as the game wears on. Good situational guy, but he's got a good head to hit.
Crawford's got a couple of steals on the year. Rolls this one on the ground, and that'll end the inning. Giants pick up a run. 9th inning coming up.
Honda, and we think that Sergio Romo would be that man. He comes into a situation in the 7th inning, bases loaded, and he gets out of it, and he goes on to pitch a nice clean 8th inning. So for his 4 outs and leaving 3 runners inherited stranded, he is our player of the game, brought to you by Honda.
And he's facing, he being Casilla, Andre Ethier to lead things off here in the 9th. And there's first pitch high, 1 ball and no strikes. Ethier's had good numbers against Casilla. He's 4 for 6. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts. This has popped up, and this is Crawford. 1 out.
I always feel good when Crawford camps under a pop-up.
I agree. So here's Alex Guerrero. Guerrero tonight has a couple of hits. And he takes low. Guerrero has never faced Casilla before.
And you know what Guerrero is trying to do? He's trying to tie, or at least put 1 run on the board, trying to hit a 2-run homer with nobody on.
And there, Hernandez says, "Yeah, you went around."
That looked like a gift from our angle. Take a look. Did he go? No,
he did not.
And that's a gift.
That's popped back and out of play. So
he does
1 and 2.
He does not get cheated, does he?
He does not.
I mean, he'd try and hit a 5-run homer down by 5 if he could. But he got his pitch, and he missed it.
Got him.
93-mile-an-hour two-seamer.
Juan Uribe is going to be the pinch hitter.
And look at the movement. It just shoots it right by him. And I think he was guessing breaking ball again.
Yeah, I think you're right. Uribe 3 for 13 against his ex-teammate and friend. And that pitch misses, and it's a ball, 1-0. And Casilla comes in with a strike. And that's a bit outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Base hit into center field. So that'll at least get the tying run up for the Dodgers.
We'll get Jock Peterson up there, who represents the tying run with power. And he's going to try and knock one into the McCovey Cove.
Peterson tonight is 1 for 3.
Doubles defense with the outfield. Do not let a ball get by you. Play deep.
Just outside. 1 ball and no strike.
See, I thought he had one. Been pretty much a theme all night long. The corners have been very tight on the strike zone of Chris Conroy. But he came as advertised, and what he's given us is a pretty steady strike zone. It's been small, but it's been consistent.
One ball and 1 strike.
That may have been a make good right there.
Breaking ball is too high. 2 balls and a strike. He
quick pitched him.
Threw that a couple of times in Cincinnati. The first time here tonight.
It's kind of a surprise, a guy trying to quick pitch with a breaking ball. You don't see that very often.
Three and 1.
So they check with Ted Barrett, the third base umpire. He says, no, maybe for Angel Hernandez, but not for me.
Well, then check with Angel Hernandez, for crying out loud. It's 3 balls and 1 strike.
I always thought the umpire that was freezing was a better guy to ask. Oh, did he go? No. So it will cause a manager to pace a bit in the dugout. So Buster Posey going to come out and say, all right, you're good.
Rollins is 1 for 3. Two for 8 with a double lifetime against Casilla. Good speed at first, and that's the guy you got to keep an eye on, and that's Peterson. Look out, 1 ball and no strikes. Uribe with a 2-out single, then a walk to Peterson. Never gets old. 1 ball and no strikes.
It does not.
And Casilla probably in between thoughts, so what he did is he stepped off. The pitch. Swing and a miss by Rollins.
So Rollins helps him out. I mean, he was cheating there. He was not thinking curveball. Trying to get started on a fastball and winds up swinging at one that bounces almost on the plate.
And really a great play by Buster Posey. Keep that tying run at first.
Indeed. You don't want to give up those 90.
1 and 2. Or make it 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 outs. Now it's 1 and 2. And now this crowd of 41,392 on their feet. On the ground to Belt. Belt wrestles it, goes to the bag, and that's the ball game. Not an easy play for Brandon Belt, and the Giants win game 1 of this 3-game series. How about that?
Let's take a look at it. He comes up and he's looking for Casilla and realizes this is my play. Casilla was nowhere close to the bag, and it became a foot race, and he just does beat Jimmy Rollins.
So in this game, Tim Hudson, in his first start this year against the Dodgers, he gets the win, and he is now 7-6 lifetime against LA. Final score here at AT&T Park: Giants 2, Dodgers nothing. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live. That's going to start right now.